Excuse me, everybody, if I can have your attention, please. The people who are in the kitchen and stuff, if you get a chance now, maybe move around. We're going to kick off the formalities, festivities of Startup Weekend Perth. Again, Sam Birmingham is my name, along with a bunch of awesome people who've helped me and the whole Startup Weekend kind of global movement put this thing on. We're really stoked to welcome you to Space Cubed. If you haven't been here before, you should have. It is an amazing venue. If you've been here before, welcome back. We are just jumping out of our skin to be here for the second time to throw what we hope will be kind of bigger and better than last year's event. Last year blew my mind. It was so much fun, and just can't wait to go through that journey with all of you again. To officially kick off proceedings, I'm going to pass to the Right Honourable Lord Mayor Lisa Scafidi, second most popular mayor in the world, but comfortably most popular mayor in Perth. Lord Mayor, I should say, in Perth. Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah. Good evening, everybody, and thank you very much. When I walked in, I had no idea there would be so many people here. So it's great to see this on a Friday night, and welcome to the weekend. And just because you raised that, yes, second best world mayor, it's got kind of a cute ring to it, don't you think? And I think if I'd won, I would perhaps have been away too much, and then I would have been getting into trouble with the media for travelling too much. So second best is kind of cool. Let me just say that we are very pleased and proud to be involved with this setup in the city, and to see so many young creatives being a part of the urban fabric that we believe we are revitalising and creating a more dynamic city each and every day very proudly. Also from the outset, now Jim, where are you? I can't see. Oh, there you are. You're just like one of the young guys here in the room. Councillor Jim Adamos is here, one of my councillor colleagues from the City of Perth. Jim's been very passionate about this particular project as well. And so, yes, it is really great to see you here in force this evening. And to the organisers of the event, Sam Birmingham, congratulations, and your team. What is a man without a team? A tremendous job you've all done in bringing this together, so congratulations. To Brodie McCulloch from Space Cubed, you were right there a moment ago, there you are hiding, for once again hosting this event and for being the foundation from which all of these events are actually flourishing. To the mentors and judges for giving up their time to support the Perth community at this grassroots level. We are very lucky to have so many success stories from Perth's technology community that are here to share their experiences and the lessons learned from their journey. And also a special welcome, please let me see who you are, because I don't know you all, who have travelled here. Phil Moore from Pollenizer in Sydney, is that the right way? Have I said it? What is it? Pollenizer. Of course it's Pollenizer now, I see that. And Jeff Payne from Golden Gate Ventures in Singapore. It's like common sense, it's common sense, yeah. And Joe Ziegler, Sydney via Silicon Valley. So where's Jeff and Joe? Jeff? You're Jeff? And Joe up the back. I'm rather partial to Joe's. Check you out later. My husband's name. We're all very appreciative that you flew in and lent your support to build momentum in Perth's startup system. The City of Perth supports initiatives like Space Cubed and the Startup Weekend and the Founder Institute, because we recognise that a sustainable city needs to include activities that encourage entrepreneurship, innovation and, of course, most importantly, the exchange of knowledge share. All these things are essential pieces of a thriving technology ecosystem in Perth. It is great to see all the pieces of this ecosystem working so effectively with each other to achieve the common goal of nurturing innovation, supporting entrepreneurs and creating the next generation of sustainable businesses. And I think it's that line, the next generation of sustainable businesses, which are going to then, we hope, choose to remain in the City of Perth. There is a lot of positive things happening within this system. This was evident when Perth earned top billing in Google's inaugural Australian eTowns Award last year. I hope you all knew that already. Perth may be known for its resources economy, but that award showed that our businesses are capitalising on the digital evolution as well. revolution, evolution. It showed how city businesses are connected with both their local community and the entire world. It showed that there is a lot of opportunity here in Perth. But like everything, there is room to improve and develop further, and Australia's digital economy is forecast to grow by up to $70 billion over the next 4 years, according to Deloitte Access Economics, and everyone needs to continue to work hard to ensure that the digital economy grows as strongly as we expect it to. Now, the Startup Weekend goes a long way in helping us to achieve this aim. As many of you are aware, the inaugural Startup Weekend last September was a sold-out event and a great success that exceeded everybody's expectations, right? I'd like to congratulate the creators of the popular Your Stop iPhone app, one of the many positive things to come out of the last event. Well done to George Atherley. Where's George? Is he here? He's doing bigger and better things because of the app, I suppose. Okay, I'd also like to acknowledge the Threadster team. Are they here, the Threadster team? No? Okay, keep going. Where is he? Threadster. Be proud. And they competed in the 2012 Rails Rumble last October, and their web app won first prize. Very inspiring, and well done to you guys. Projects like that are an example of what can be achieved by people like you. In closing, let me emphasise, as the Lord Mayor of Perth, that it is a great pleasure for us to be involved with you guys, to be here on a Friday night. And just looking at you, I can see you all have the right attitude, and it's really important to take that into every day and to just do the best you can while you're here on the planet, doing what you do so well. So have a great weekend. Thank you for listening, and enjoy the refreshments. Okay.
Thank you very much, Lord Mayor, not only for your speech, but the support shown by the City of Perth. I think I said the same at the last event, but I cannot speak highly enough about the City of Perth's support of the whole innovation community.
Yeah.
The staff you've got there are just fantastic. They're a pleasure to work with. The reality is, folks, that this venue, which has, like, Perth scene is bubbling at the moment. It doesn't bubble without this venue. I think that was the catalyst for it all. This venue doesn't happen without the support of City of Perth. Events like like Startup Weekend, I should say, and the Founders Institute going at the moment, they just don't happen without support. And yeah, we just can't thank you guys enough. It's brilliant.
Do a lot of the young people here know that this was the Reserve Bank for many years?
Some of them might. I don't know. Did anyone know that?
It was the Reserve Bank, and I can remember when I was a sales rep for hotel industry in the 20s, I used to come and visit the state manager of the day here, and there was a bank vault right in there, and there used to be a staff canteen here and hundreds of people, and literally gold nuggets were stored here, and it was a very bustling time for the Reserve Bank. But like a lot of businesses, they moved east and then really have only kept a small branch office operating here. So it's fantastic to see this space being offered in a corporate philanthropic kind of way via Stockland, who now own the building, and they're giving back via allowing this space to be utilised in this wonderful way. So just an extra bit of trivia for your Friday night.
Yeah, it is like it's crazy to think that this was sitting here unused for so long, and I know from experience, everyone who's not been here especially, you're going to be blown away by what you see in this room over the weekend. It is a really, really awesome place to make hopefully some cool, thriving, sustainable businesses in the future. So yeah, once again, thank you very much to the City of Perth for your support and kicking the event off. On that note, I will, I think, introduce our facilitator. For those who were here last time, you may recall the lovely Dave Moskovitz, who flew in from Wellington for us and held our hand through our first Startup Weekend. He was brilliant, and this time he was kind enough to recommend one of his offsiders, Rowan, the cat in the hat yeoman, who's now going to introduce a bit more about what you guys can expect, I should say, and girls, over the course of the weekend. And then we'll hopefully ramp through the formalities and get into the reason you all came, I guess, which is to pitch your ideas. So I will now pass the stage to Rowan. Thank you.
Is it? Can you use it? Cool. Is this going to work? I'll move this out slightly. I don't want to wander off the end and hurt myself. I'm a bit jet-lagged and tired. Is this? It's not good. How's that? Face the front? Excellent. Good to have good advice. Can everyone hear? Does this need to be turned up or no, we're all good? I got a bit of a cold. I don't want to lose my voice. Now, welcome. Welcome everyone to Startup Weekend Perth. Is this cutting out? Is it? Is that right? Okay. I'll try. Yeah, welcome. Your second event. I'm blown away by the turnout. Well, thank you for welcoming me to Perth. I've been here a couple of times before as a tourist, but coming as a friend, it's a completely different place. And seeing the ecosystem that you're developing here, it's pretty amazing. I've been to a bunch of startup weekends in a bunch of places, and I think there's more energy in this room than I've seen in any of them. So I'm pretty psyched and pretty excited to see what's going on. And thanks, Sam, for looking after me, and thanks for the wine that comes from my hometown, which was a very nice touch. Made me feel very, very at home. So how many of you have been to a startup weekend before? Awesome. I'd say maybe a third. And how many, it's your first event? Sweet. And how many are designers? Cool. Thanks for coming out, team. Nice. How many devs have we got? Sweet, we'll at least get something built. And how many of you fall in between? Business people, marketers, salespeople? Awesome. Good stuff. So we've got a nice mix, so there's no excuses. Everything should get done. I'll just introduce myself a little bit. So my name's Rowan Yeoman. I'm based in Auckland, New Zealand, and I'm a Startup Weekend Global Facilitator. So I represent Startup Weekend at these events. So I've been to a bunch. I've been an organizer on 10 or 12 events so far and facilitated around the world. And I just love it. None of us get paid to do this, but we do it just because we love it. And startups are fun, and these things just keep getting better and better and better. So we can't stay away. At home, I pot around with various things. I'm an entrepreneur, I'm an advisor, an investor, I'm a dad, a few other bits and pieces. And yeah, like I say, I just love early stage startups. So connect up with me. I've got reasonable networks, so if you need help with your startup, if you need introductions, just have a trawl through my LinkedIn, hit me up for people, I'll happily introduce you. So, Startup Weekend's mission, we were founded about 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 2007 in Seattle, and has grown exponentially every year. And the main aim of Startup Weekend is to inspire and educate entrepreneurs. And there's lots of other things that happen at Startup Weekend, and we bring ecosystems together, and we do all sorts of other good things. But inspiring and educating entrepreneurs is really the goal. It's about taking people that have a spark, have something that they're interested in doing, have an inkling that they might be able to make something happen, and giving them some resources and giving them support to get them underway and get them moving down that track. And even if they don't stay entrepreneurs, the education that you get at Startup Weekend, whether it's learning that you can build something under pressure, whether it's, cold calling 20 customers because, the mentors are telling you have to do market validation. Whatever it is you end up learning to do that you didn't know you could do before you got here is the reason that you're here. So remember that it's about education, it's about inspiration, and it's about pulling this network together and creating this ecosystem. So Startup Weekend, the story so far, like I said, it's grown exponentially. It's massive now. We've had over 100,000 attendees come through. So you're part of a pretty gigantic alumni of people that by the end of this weekend will have completed a Startup Weekend. We've been in 475 cities, and we've had over 1,000 events in the last 5 years. So Perth is somewhere on there. The map is not very explicit. Did I get it right? Well, actually, Startup Weekend put that together. I hope it's right. I did one in Tehran, and I didn't realize there was no dot on Tehran. It was very embarrassing. So yeah, you're part of a giant, giant community now of Startup Weekend people. So dig in, enjoy it, and make the most of it. So these are some other events that are happening at the moment. So we'll hopefully connect with some of these events during the weekend. We've got a bunch in North America. We've got Calgary, we've got London in Ontario, we've got Tirahute, we've got Kathmandu in Nepal, Tokyo, Japan, Montreal, Oxford. There was a couple of others that I couldn't fit on there. So there's a lot of stuff going on. We'll try and pull some of them in for Skype chats, and but just remember that this is all happening. You're part of a family now. You're part of a big group of people that are all diving in and doing stuff together. And if we can help you out by connecting you to mentors in other countries or whatever, hooking you up for customer validation and things like that, we will. So have a think about why you're here. So there's lots of reasons to be at Startup Weekend. Some people just like making stuff. Some people are looking for networks. There's a million different reasons. But just give it some thought. Remember why you're here and keep that going, because that'll keep you motivated through the whole time that you're here. And I'd like to mention just quickly who our sponsors are. So Startup Weekend only survives through sponsorship. None of us get paid. There's no backhanders. There's no kind of cushy slush funds. Yeah, exactly. There's no slush funds to be tapping into. So Startup Weekend International survives because of these great sponsors, and we really appreciate them being involved. They all provide packages of things that are available to Startup Weekend teams, and we'll go through some of that later on. There's Google's providing $100 vouchers to Google Web Services for everyone. .co and domains.com are providing free domains for a year plus 3 months of domain hosting. Microsoft BizSpark program is amazing for people that want to develop on the Microsoft platform, or even if you just want access to Microsoft software. And the Kaufman Foundation that support the whole thing. They were the ones that jumped on board with Startup Weekend at the start. They're the ones that pour all the money and the resources in and give us all the support. So just on that note, I wanted to quickly, apparently there's a joke here, but I didn't know quite what it was, but Sam's laughing, so hopefully you developers will get it. I wanted to introduce Michael from Microsoft here in Perth to come up and have a chat, and maybe can explain the joke, I don't know. Welcome. Thank you.
I just like kittens, to be honest. Who doesn't like kittens? I can't eat a whole one, though. So first off, I just wanted to say thank you very much for giving me 10 minutes to stand on stage and talk about Microsoft awesomeness. I don't work for Microsoft, so I don't get a bonus if you guys go and sign up for stuff. I don't get anything. I'm a Microsoft MVP, so if you don't know what that is, Microsoft hand out like 4,000 awards for the Microsoft Valued Professional, or Most Valued Professional every year. And I'm one of those, which is cool. But basically, because I'm passionate about Microsoft stuff, they said, go along to this event, which I hadn't heard of. I've got to figure out where the hole in my networking is to find out why that is, but we'll sort that out afterwards. Is anybody using Microsoft products during the day in their day job? Yeah, there's a few people. Are you planning to use Microsoft products this weekend? Very few hands went up, right? And yet people do it for a living, right? You have these skills, you have these tools, and without a doubt, I would say, and I do it for a living as well, Microsoft Visual Studio and the Microsoft tools are some of the best tools in the world. And I do stuff in C#. C# is a great language. I love it. It's great. Who's used Azure? Who's heard of Azure? Who's even looked at it? Fewer hands. In the last 6 months? Even some more hands. What were you doing? All right. Azure is a platform as a service, which is a bit like a hosting platform, but Azure knows a lot about Microsoft's tools and how they all work. Right? So they'll really help you in getting started and going very quickly. So I just want to share a quick story with you. Last year I went to Microsoft Tech Ed, which is a conference that they hold over in the Gold Coast in September. And they released this this application, this website that lets you see what all the sessions are going to be on. There's like 11 tracks of sessions. And they release this information, but you have to search for the sessions. You can't just go, what's on right now? So I'm sitting in the cafeteria, what sessions are on in the next 10 minutes? Which things are competing for my attention? What can I do? And so I was sitting at Tech Ed going, well, this sucks because I want this information. I want this website to exist. And Microsoft was giving away the data. They had a data endpoint available as OData. So, opened up Visual Studio, added a reference to the OData, brought everything down, wrote a little short query that gave me the information in the shape that I wanted, and now I could actually just see it on my screen. And that meant that every time I wanted to know what was going to happen next, I had to open up my laptop, run this application, and get it to show up some stuff. And I thought, wouldn't it be great if I could just glance at my phone and it would tell me, right? Or my tablet, because I had an Android tablet on me at the time. I have an Android phone and an Android tablet. I'm not a complete Microsoft shill. And so I went and signed up for Azure. Azure is free for up to 3 months, and there's a whole bunch of other free stuff on top of that. When you sign up, you're going to need a Windows Live ID, which is also free, and a credit card, which they will never charge without asking, right? So there's a spending cap straight up. So they give away a bunch of free stuff. When you start to hit your limits, they're going to go, oh, actually, this is the point at which we should charge you. But in reality, they don't. But eventually you reach a certain scale and they'll start charging you, but not until they've informed you and told you. So I built a little application in jQuery Mobile to render that data. And within about 4 hours from having the idea, I was on the web, being cached through Azure websites. And I was getting real-time statistics. And so I started to tweet about this thing going, oh yeah, you know, I've built this better scheduler thing. I'm kind of proud of it, but if I'm the only one that uses it, fine. But if you want it, then go for it. And I started getting tweets back from people in the media who were saying, we're at TechEd, and we didn't know what we could cover. And this is great, because now we can look at it and go, right, there are 12 things on. We're going to go to that one and cover that one. And so I started to get all these people sending me messages through Twitter saying, this thing's great, this is awesome. And in fact, I'm going to try and go back to TechEd this year and do a presentation about building a better scheduler, just really show them up. If you're going to sign up for Azure, the free trial has 750 hours of small compute a month. That means you can run a machine in the cloud basically for free full time. Just 750 hours will cover you 31 days of the year, 24 hours a day. You get 10 free websites. So if you just want to put together a website, push it up to the cloud, you can do that with Microsoft Web Deploy. If Git is your thing, they've got a thing where you can just push to Azure as a remote endpoint. So you can create a remote in Git in Azure, and you just push to it, and they'll build your website and then deploy it. So if Git is your thing, it's very easy and quick to get up and running. There's a whole bunch of other stuff in here, because they've given me a whole bunch of statistics, but if you really want to talk about it, come and talk to me afterwards. You get 25 gig of outbound traffic, which is nice, and free inbound traffic. 20 gig of CDN traffic, so if CDN is your thing. Yeah, a whole bunch of different stuff. As I said, if you want help signing up for Azure, come and talk to me. I've done it a few times. It's reasonably quick and simple. By the time I get off the stage, you probably could have done it. It's that quick. Nice and easy. So if you do want to use Azure, who's actually heard of Microsoft BizSpark? Anybody? Yeah, Microsoft BizSpark is great. So if you are developing software at all, and you're privately held, and you're less than 5 years old, and you're making less than US $1 million annually, which, if you're not, why are you looking at free offers? If you are, why are you making free offers? Then you qualify for BizSpark. It's free. It's completely free. It gives you access to pretty well licenses for every Microsoft product for 3 years. At the end of which, if you're not making millions of dollars and having money fights in the office, you've got to pay $100. That's it. That's the exit fee to get out. Yeah, it offers you Azure time as well, so you get more on top of the free trial of Azure stuff than what you would already get. And it offers you access to discount offers from other vendors and so on. And when you're finished, you get 2 years or something of support afterwards, even if you decide not to continue. So if you get to the end, give them the $100, you still get 2 years of support. So if you can't make money with Microsoft technology in 5 years, you're probably doing something wrong. But if you've got a great idea, this is a really, really, really quick way. I reckon by the time you get home tonight, you could have something on the web running in your favorite technology with the tools that you're used to. And the last thing I want to talk about is Team Foundation Services. Who's using TFS at work? Cool. So Team Foundation Services is a free tool for the moment. It's basically project management and hosting in the cloud. So if you want, at the moment, if you want to create a Git server in the cloud and have like an agile planning management system over the top, Team Foundation Services will give that. You can also push to that via Git and have that pushed directly to Azure. So you can build up websites that way. I'm going to be here for the rest of tonight, some of tomorrow afternoon and some of Sunday. And as I said, I'm not employed by Microsoft, but I am authorized to give away an Xbox. So bring me things. Otherwise, I'll hand over back to Sam.
We're not here to make products, we're here to make businesses that have products. And the topic I want to talk through here is how fast can you learn this weekend? Because that's what being a startup is all about. What movie is this from? Put your hands up. Social Network. This is the single worst movie in the history of time to actually explain what it means to be in a startup, what it's like to make a startup. We'll all remember this scene. You know, Mark has been jilted by his girlfriend. He's in the cab. You know, he goes home and he opens a beer. He sits there and he starts coding. And by midnight, the first version of Facebook has been launched, and it started to go viral around Harvard. And things are starting to go crazy. And the next day he's in trouble because everyone in Harvard's using it. Everyone's sharing all the pictures. Cut to University Avenue in Palo Alto. He's already meeting Peter Thiel. He's got his first venture deal. He's got that house. He's got all those people in the house coding away. Then suddenly it's worth billions of dollars and everyone's suing him. And that's what startups are like, right? You know, but it's not. It's harder. Actually, no one cares. No one uses your product. It's really hard to make something that's actually useful to anybody. And that, in the end, is what we're trying to do. And you guys can do that this weekend. You can already have customers using something you build that solves a real problem for somebody this weekend, and that's what we're really excited to see in the judging on Sunday. So, you know, we'll point you to this link, pollinizer.com/tools. That will give you a whole bunch of tools that you can use over the weekend to rapidly iterate the building of a new business. And one of them I'm going to talk about a little bit in a second. So who's heard of this phrase before, waterfall? Okay, so we all know the waterfall method of building something. We gather requirements, we design something, and from the design we build something, and when we built it and it's perfect and it's fantastic, then we launch it. And then all we have to do is maintain it. It still amazes me today that people come into Pollinizer and expect a site to be built, and then that'll be done. And then the business just happens and all the customers come in, and then we just worry about scaling. And actually it's a much bigger problem than that, because what happens if the first bit's wrong? The whole cascade falls. Which is why the whole lean startup methodology comes about. It's about having a learning loop that happens as fast as you can. So my question to you over this weekend is, how many learning loops can you go through in your team? How many things can you learn? How many flurns can you have? How many times can you cock it up, get it completely wrong, and learn how to do it better next time? So what do? We have an idea. We build something based on that idea. That gives us a product. That allows us to measure something, which gives us data, which we learn from. And then we get new ideas, and we go round and round and round and round. And there's a really good tool for using that I'm going to introduce in a second. Eric Ries, the father of lean startups, says startups that succeed are those that iterate enough times before running out of resources. So just think about that. It's quite profound. It means you have to change things a lot. There's a really brilliant book about startups I recommend as well called Getting to Plan B. Think about that. What does it mean? It says Plan A is almost certainly going to be wrong. Get to Plan B as fast as you can and learn how to get there. So everything you're doing is moving a hypothesis into a fact. The hypothesis is the great idea you told your mum last night. The fact is the real business that's really working with real customers using something. And the tool that we use to do this every day in Pollinizer, and we're a company builder, we make startups, we invest money, we put teams in, we've made over 20 businesses, we've touched hundreds and hundreds of businesses all over Asia Pacific. We use this lean canvas. And a lean canvas, who's used a lean canvas before? Fantastic, that's brilliant. So I'm going to give you an overview of it. A lean canvas is the business plan of the startup. A lean canvas is the business plan of a company that doesn't know what it's doing yet, doesn't know the value of the problem that it's solving. Okay? Who's actually written a normal, old school business plan before? Okay, and were they lots and lots of pages long and had really cool charts that all went up? Right? So, what's the problem with the business plan? There is a fundamental problem with one of these business plans, and that is it took so long to write the bloody thing that if there's something wrong in it, bugger me if I'm going to change it, right? There's no way I'm going to change it because it just took me too long, and if I change that graph, it's going to be a whole day's work just to get all the colors right and get moved all around. So you're very resistant to doing it, right? So we need a lighter way of just presenting the plan, the business that we understand it today, and that's exactly what a lean canvas is. And you're all going to be given tonight a plastic laminated sheet with post-it notes so you can actually track your lean canvas throughout the weekend and actually build your working sustainable business model over the weekend. So this is how it works. You have a series of cells. On the left is the product, on the right is the market. And you're basically filling in the cells and you're mapping these two things together. This is a really important thing because in the end, a great business is a business that matches those two things together. You've made a product which suits what a market wants. And all the time when you're filling in this lean canvas, your brain is sort of zapping between the two and you're wiring your brain as an entrepreneur as well as defining what the whole business is going to be. So in the first cell on the left-hand side, we define what the problem is. When you do it, be really specific. Do not say the problem is that people can't buy things cheaply enough or something like that, right? So then try and be really, really specific about a specific problem that somebody has. You know, so bike shops need customers or something like that, something very, very specific. And number two, we talk about the customers. Again, be very specific. We're defining the customers for your business this weekend. So you're looking for laboratory experiment conditions. You're looking for customers that you can find this weekend and test it, right? So do not be, I'm sure your business is going to be a global business that billions of people in the world are going to use eventually. But this weekend, who's going to use it? How are you going to reach them? Where are they? And what's the problem that they have? So who's the customer with that problem? And can you see how we've just jumped over? We're mapping a product and a market together already. We're jumping around. Then we go into the middle, we describe the unique value proposition of the business. So what is unique about it? If I say it, if I tell you a unique value proposition and you hear it, how do you go, I get it, I know what that business is? Or do you go, oh, so it's a bit like we had one last night in Founders Institute and everyone went, it's just like Strava or something like that. So it wasn't unique, it just sounded exactly like something else. So what's unique about yours? In 4, there's the solution. So you describe exactly what are the top 3 features. That's the simplest way of putting it. Okay. Then we come back over here. What are the channels through which you're going to reach these people with that problem? Okay. So what are they? And be specific. I don't want to see anyone writing AdSense, Facebook ads, posters, or something like that. Write. If you're going to write Facebook, talk about what pages people are already following. For example, how are you going to target people, or where are they? If it's AdSense, what keywords are people searching for? If it's search terms, what are they searching for? If it's posters, where are you sticking it up? If it's conferences, where are you going? Be very, very specific. You want to prove to yourself, as a hypothesis, that you can reach those people through that channel. How are you going to make money? Okay, like just write it down, and be very, very specific, even if you're not going to be claiming money this weekend, which I hope you will try and do, right? Say, it's $5 a month. Don't say subscription, say $5 a month, right? Because you're trying to theoretically have a business model here that all works. Then we go over to, sorry, going the wrong way. Then we go to the other side, which is what are the costs, and you'll see all these labeled on your actual ones. Then, how are you measuring success? So this is a really good one. So what metrics are you using to measure that you're getting there? And I would love to see, when I'm judging, some metrics that you put in your pitches. So here's the performance we're getting. Here's what happened when we did this. Look what happened in the results, right? So show us the numbers, show us what's happening, and don't be embarrassed if it's only 5 or 6 people doing something. 9 is what's your unfair advantage, okay? So you haven't got one probably because you're just starting. So manufacture it. Like who do you know that's going to help you? What's your first customer that's going to give your business the most chance of success? And you may not have it yet, so make it up and then make it happen as soon as you can. If you can, make it happen this weekend. So that's a lean canvas. I'll be around to help you. All the mentors know how they work. But define the business that's here today. And if you can't fill in one of the cells, I can give you a clue. You haven't got a good business, right? So you have to just force yourself as a team to fill it in. Don't spend ages on each cell. Just try and complete the whole thing really quickly. And then, so founders, the people that actually have the ideas, you know, as a first step, try and describe the business to your team through this method. I'm just going to skip through these things. What's this movie from? I'm a movie man. Anyone guess it? So, yes, very good. Okay, so the Wizard of Oz is a terrific technique for actually learning something from customers. Okay, there's a scene in the Wizard of Oz where they're all in the Great Hall of Oz and there's a big fiery head at the end of the hall and the head's on fire and everyone's really scared and they're all cowering. They think, oh my God, this big, scary, powerful wizard. And then Toto, the little dog, pulls back a red curtain. And behind the red curtain, there's this crazy old man, this man pulling lots of levers. And you realize that actually the wizard's head is not a magical, godlike figure. It's actually a puppet. And there's some dude pulling handles. There's no magic, there's no mystery, there's no wizard. It's just fake. So there's the Wizard of Oz technique, which has been really well known, and we live by this. And it's absolutely fantastic because it means you can do things sooner than it normally takes you to build things. So here's one of our businesses called FlickGift. It's a social gifting platform. You send someone a gift via Facebook, and then all their friends come in around that gift and make the gift bigger, right? These businesses are really, really hard to do traditionally, because if you think about it, you only want to use this as a customer if there's good shit to buy. If there's not good shit to buy, you're not going to give it to your friends, right? It's as simple as that. So normally the logic, the sequence is, right, I'm going to go and get a deal with 25 of the best retailers out there, and then I'm going to sell their products and customers are going to love it. But what happens? You go out to the retailers and you say, I've got this amazing business, it's called FlickGift, you give social gifts. And they go, fantastic, it sounds really interesting, how many customers have you got? You go, well, that's the thing, I've just started, I've got 15 so far, and I think eventually I'll have lots, and then it'll be really good for your business. And that's when JB Hi-Fi or someone like that says, well, please go away quickly and come back when you've got 100,000 customers. And it's really, really hard. But this is FlickGift, 2 days old, so this could have been done in Startup Weekend, and we were already selling about 25 different gift vouchers from major retailers, everything from iTunes to JB Hi-Fi to Kohl's to Maya to Kmart. And the way we did it is we had the Wizard of FlickGift, which is Pierre. And Pierre, literally, whenever there was a sale, Pierre ran away to the shop, bought the gift card, ran back to the office, typed in the voucher code, and emailed it off just like a machine and sent it to the person. All right? Customers didn't know any different, right? They still got a gift voucher. But the whole experience we were already learning. So how fast can you start to learn? You can start learning really fast. Just fake it. Be the Wizard of Oz. Just have that image in your mind. It's really, really helpful. You know, here's another one of our businesses, LawPad. 2 days old, already getting customers, and it's just matching lawyers with people that want the legal services. And again, we're just matching it in the background, just like we did with the vouchers. So one final thing, we've got books to give away throughout the weekend for various reasons. So this is our book. It's got a whole bunch of things in there. The prizes are going to be given. The books are going to be given to people that tweet learnings throughout the weekend. Okay. So these are the hashtags, and you've got two choices. You either say hash validated along with SW Perth, all right, and that means you've had a theory as a team, you've tried it, and it was correct. It works, it's validated, right? If it doesn't work, you put flern instead. Okay, so what is a flern? A flern is a really better way of saying it's a failure, but you learn something through a failure, right? Okay, so flurns are good, right? So the more you flern, the faster you learn what the best way of building this business is. So force yourself to fail as often as you can over the weekend, and you'll build a stronger business. So I'm going to leave it at that. Have an absolutely brilliant weekend. I'll be mentoring in the morning. Can't wait to see you all on Sunday for judging. Good luck. Rock it. Who wants one? I got one. Whoa.
Awesome. I'm on Amazon Web Services for you guys.
You guys are probably really tired of hearing from people and you're ready to get started, right? So my name's Joe. I'm from Amazon Web Services, full disclosure. I'm, like you, an entrepreneur. My first startup was a small internet startup. It was called Netscape. That means I'm old. My second one was a company that became part of a company called DoubleClick, which is now part of another company. It's called Google. You guys have heard that one? No. I'm really excited to be here. We love startups. We've got a great platform. Everybody here gets $100 in credits to use our platform. You can use it over the weekend. You can use it for yourself. You can use it on your team. In addition, we have a free tier, so when you sign up, you can use a lot of our services for free for up to a year, depending on the service. We've got a great pedigree with startups. For example, Pinterest, if you guys have heard of Pinterest, 7 people, $1.5 billion market cap. You know, very successful startup. We work with a lot of the different organizations throughout Asia Pacific and Australia. My job is to reach out to startups. I'll be here throughout the weekend. I'm also a judge. It will not influence my decision if you use us or not. I'm looking for the best startup and who's going to come through. But I'm here if you guys need me, and my name's Joe. Feel free to reach out to me. And after the weekend, if you guys want to continue to go on and you need some connections, you can look through my LinkedIn profile also. I'm here to help. I work with a lot of the different incubators and accelerators too, with different funding sources. So I'm very excited to be here. Thanks a lot for having me.
Awesome, thank you, Joe. Just something to point out, I don't know if you guys noticed, but we've got Amazon Web Services and Microsoft that are both producing platforms that are kind of similar. I wouldn't want to make a statement. We're platform agnostic as well as methodology agnostic, but I think it's awesome that they're both supporting Startup Weekend. They're competing platforms, but they both decided that they want to help startups, and they both come along here and they both support us and they work together, and that's a pretty cool thing. You know, there's not a lot of money in the early stage space, but there is a lot of heart, and so I really thank them for being involved. Moving right along, hopefully some of you, or hopefully all you guys understand a bit about what's going to happen. I'll detail a bit later on as to what's going to go on during the weekend, but mentors are going to be a really big part of your weekend. They're a massive part of the value that Startup Weekend offers. I won't go through all the names because I can't pronounce half of them, but these guys are amazing. Like, the team of mentors that the organizing team put together is quite incredible. These guys have enormous amounts of value to offer you, so engage the mentors. Every now and then at Startup Weekend, you see a team that thinks they know what they're doing, and they push away all the mentors, and by sort of Saturday afternoon, they crash and burn, the team falls apart generally. Hit the mentors up there, you know, you pay 99 bucks and that covers the cost of your food. You get this for free, which is incredible. So go hard and be strategic, work out what mentors you want to see, and actually be a hustler and go out and engage them. Likewise, the judges are really important people for you. Some of them you've seen. Phil's a judge. Some of the judges will be floating around. Engage them if you can. They'll try and be impartial about how they do things, but if you can influence them, all power to you. Also, they're your best customer. You know, they're the people that you have to impress on Sunday night. So learn about the judges. When you're crafting your pitches, craft them for the judges. They're the ones that are making the decisions. So yeah, I advise you to be strategic about that. Just on the judging criteria, which is crucial for how you're actually going to build your startups for this weekend. You have to do it with the judging criteria in mind if you want to have a good shot of getting a place at Startup Weekend. Not that it's all about winning, but the reason that that's the criteria is this is the best way to learn how to do a startup. So some of these terms might seem unusual and maybe you're not familiar with them, but by the end of the weekend, hopefully you will be. So we've got customer validation. We'll start at the end at business models. So a third of the criteria is business models. So you'll be using the lean canvas, and by the end of the weekend, all of you will have a really good understanding of what it takes to build a business model. And the other half that goes, or the other 90% that goes on building a business model, as Phil was saying, is validating the hell out of that business model. That's another third of the judging points that are on offer. So that's getting outside the building, working out who your customers are, working out what problem you think they have, going out and talking to them, being a hustler, being a salesperson, getting all of that validated learning. And crucially, validation is not about going out proving that you're right. It's going out with a skeptical mind saying, well, we think we might be right about this, testing it, and then hoping to learn some other things at the same time, not just come back with a lot of tick boxes saying, yeah, they said they paid, you know, $100 for it or something. The other third that we're looking for is execution. So what have you actually built by the end of the weekend? So it's this, I always liken it to putting a wheel on a car. You don't tighten one of the nuts, you know, all the way down. You do a little bit at a time. And for startup weekend, you kind of have to do a little bit of all of these three things. You've got to be building the business model, you've got to be validating, you've got to be executing, and you've got to be trying to make that all work. And it's not part of the judging criteria as such, but the judges are going to be interested in how viable is your business. Are you a whole lot of talk, or do you have some trousers? That's the expression. Is there demand for what you're doing? What's the capability of your team? Is this likely to go forward? So keep that in mind as you go forward. So moving right along. Can everyone hear? Yep, sweet. I just wanted to touch on something that's sort of, I think, crucial to Startup Weekend that sometimes gets missed. In that a lot of us are coders or product people that are all about the product and all about diving in, and I wanted to just sort of suggest a mental model for you to how to approach the weekend. And it's based on the idea of me equals team equals product. And like I say, we tend to dive in and build product, and we don't understand why it sucks or it doesn't work or we got it completely wrong. And I think if we start with me equals team first, then we've got a better chance of learning and a better chance of getting to something good. And I think this dovetails nicely with the lean startup stuff that Phil was talking about. So really quickly, start with you. Have a really good think about why you're here, why you paid 99 bucks, was it 99 bucks? 99 bucks to be here and sacrificed your entire weekend, why that matters and what you actually want to learn. Because if you have a good understanding of that, you've got a much better chance of achieving it. If you don't know why you're here, you'll probably just get something random or something that someone else wants. So just take a moment, think that through, and then try and bear that in mind throughout the weekend. So when things get tough and you're pissed off with your teammates and your products, your product idea is dead in the water because nobody likes it, remember why you're here, because that'll be the source of your motivation. That'll be the thing that keeps you moving forward. What do you want to learn? What capabilities do you want to develop? Keep it in mind. And then the second one is team. So think about the team that you're involved in and think about what it means to have a highly functioning team, and give yourself the opportunity for that to happen. So it might be that you're the one that has to be brave enough to call out that one guy won't shut up and the team is being held hostage to his ideas. It might be that you have to step away from a team that's doing rubbish work because you want to join a team that's doing good work. Who knows what it'll turn out to be, but think about how that team functions and how you're going to get that team to the level that you're going to produce something that's great by the end of this weekend. And product, I won't go on about it. Product just happens. If you have a great entrepreneurs in a great team that's highly functioning, you'll have a great product. That's a given. Just don't dive in and do the product first. And finally, the goal of Startup Weekend, like I said, is to inspire and educate. So everyone wants to win, everyone wants to build a great product, but everybody has a different journey to Startup Weekend and through the weekend. And the main goal that we should all bear in mind is to learn. And I've seen people in disastrous teams, I've seen people crash and burn on pitch night, but they all learned something crucial. And the more you understand why you're here and what you're doing, the more passion you can put into it, the more you can challenge yourself, the better you'll go and the more you'll learn. So just try and bear that in mind when you get wrapped up in the drama of everything that's happening. I won't go on about it, but it's important. So moving right along, so does everyone understand what happens at Startup Weekend? Hands up? Okay, so about half of you. Okay, so we'll whip through as quick as we can, but give you as much detail as possible. So tonight, anyone who's got an idea is going to pitch. How many people have got ideas they want to pitch? You. Nice. Cool. So we're going to pitch. We're going to have a voting format, which we'll explain at the time rather than now. We're going to form teams around the ideas that everybody likes and the entrepreneurs that people want to work with. And then it's to work. You'll find yourself workstations, you'll dive in, you'll get things moving, you'll dump all your ideas, you'll sort through them, you'll see where you're at. By the end of tonight, you want to have a sense of what your MVP would be. what the sense of what your kind of first cut of your business model and your product is likely to be so that you can go and start validating it tomorrow. So Saturday, I've been asked to tell you that you have to vote. Apparently you get fined. It's pretty awesome. I don't know.
Democracy.
Huh?
Democracy.
Thank you. Precious leader. Yeah.
Try to use the mic.
So tomorrow, before or after you vote, I don't know what time the polling booth's open. 9 a.m. the doors will open here. We expect you to be outside at 8:30 to try and get a good spot. So in the morning you're going to be, and this is a sort of suggested timeline. There'll be changes, there'll be pivots, there'll be blow-ups, there'll be things that don't work. That's all cool, but this is the suggested timeline. You'll refine your MVP, you'll define your customer and market validation questions. You'll send people out to do validation. You'll start building product. You'll fill in the Startup Weekend survey and census, which you have to do, by the way, otherwise you can't pitch on Sunday night. It's really important. Oh, I went too fast. Lunchtime we'll have, throughout the weekend we'll have 1-minute pitches, so people can get up, speak for 1 minute, talk about where they're at. If you're thinking about pitching on Sunday night, I recommend that you get up and do as many 1-minute pitches as you can. It's great practice. By the end of the weekend you've done 6 or 7 of these stand-ups, and it's really good for you when you come to Sunday night. Okay. Yes, I'll just quickly go through this, but just so they're not in the dark. So the rest of Saturday, you do this, and then Sunday you do that.
That is hustling right there. That is awesome.
Awesome. Okay, so have you got the things?
Does this actually work?
Work if I talk into it, it drops out. So we'll sort this out later. And I'm
Yep.
just going to yell.
That's cool.
Half-Baked Guys is an ice-breaking game, essentially. We are now, you've listened to us, there's a delicious irony in this. We've talked for way longer than a minute. Each of you now have 2 words that a team, I beg your pardon, you're going to get 4 bits of paper, you're going to choose 2 of those, and you're going to build a business and pitch us your idea within 5 minutes. So the way we're going to do this is I'm going to make it up on the fly. Everyone whose surname starts
No,
with...
we'll just count.
Whatever. Go.
Oh, no,
Yeah, no, go.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
let's just do it. We've got to...
Okay, so you're going to, Sam's going to count, I'm going to count. You get a number between 1 and 10. You'll then congregate with all of the people that have the same number as you.
It's
No?
too slow.
Oh, really? Okay,
People
go.
whose,
Go.
no offence, we
Go,
love
go,
each
go, go,
other.
go.
People whose surname starts with A and B, over to that corner, please. C and D over there. Let's go, guys. E and F in the far corner there. What comes after that? G, H and I. G, H and I in the little shed there. The next 3 letters here. M, N, O in the foyer. P, Q, R over there. S, T, U over there. And if you are an X, Y, or a Z, you are by yourself in the kitchen corner. Let's go, everybody, let's move fast. The way this is going to work. That's why it will work.
Hello.
Let's go.
we're going to record on this one. Sorry, man. To the room.
All right.
Have you got spare batteries? Sorry?
Sorry?
Do you have any spare batteries?
Yeah, on my desk. Do you want it?
I think they're okay now, but I'm not. Okay.
Testing. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. Testing. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1.
Guys, it's a 1 minute warning. You are in the home stretch now. Make sure you know who is speaking, what 2 words you were talking about. You have 1 minute. Let's go.
Okay, everybody, can you please make your way back to the dance floor? Let's get the pictures underway. You're so smart.
Is it?
Is that? Let's go, guys, let's go.
Just stand there, will you? Do you want to do this bit? Maybe we'll try and fix the mic tomorrow because I've had a cold like the last few days and I'm just like, I think I might lose my voice here. It's going straight. Right. Welcome. Are you cool to do half-baked and then I'll take over? What happens after? Let's see if I can use some pictures. Now, I'll quickly go through it. It is important to go. Someone today was saying they were pitching an idea that they're working on.
Yeah. And then I'll explain how in the process after that, getting people to meet us in the little room and get there.
Yep.
All that. It's easy, yeah.
Do you want to do that or?
Yeah, I can do it because I've kind of got it in my head how it's all going to play out.
Okay, so I'll do FAQs and then I'll introduce pictures and then pass over to you to explain kind of how.
Sweet. Okay, first volunteer from one of our teams. Who's going to come up and be the first pitch at Startup Weekend Perth 2? Good people.
Well, There's a lot of you up here, out there.
Tell us the name of your company first.
All right, hi. We're the Ant Hatters. So we're developing a product that will make shampoo a thing of the past. With our new innovative technologies, we've built the latest in French fashion that you all need. This green product saves water and keeps chemicals out of the environment. With our new anti-dandruff ant farm berets, you'll not only look good, but you'll be helping grow ants to feed third world countries. Soon to be developed are our ant-powered gaming systems. This product is not only for you, but for your kids and your grandparents. Everyone will love it. Thank you.
Next, let's go.
We're the M&Ns.
Yeah, speak up.
Hi guys. Okay, imagine you're a diver and you're deep underneath the sea. And then suddenly you've jagged your gear on some coral or a shark's bitten your mate. What would you do? Well, we have the solution today, and it's called scuba diving scotch tape.
Now, scuba diving scotch tape will allow you to quickly repair, modify or adjust your equipment to get you safely back to the surface. Now, this is specialised scotch tape which is waterproof, shark-proof and electrical-proof. Now, we're going to be selling this as a B2B business targeting surf shops, scuba diving places and yacht clubs.
Thank you.
Hey guys, our app is Car Surfer Mobile. Did you guys know that there's more than 10 million car rentals in Australia each year and that most of those need to go from one place to the other? Our business is going to connect people who want to travel with cheap cars by getting those cars from one location to the other that the car companies need. So we're going to make it cheap for people to get to the places they want to go and cheap for the car companies to get their cars there.
Ladies and gentlemen, this year there's going to be a revolution in the cat industry. You see, owners now have to have this responsibility of putting chips in the cats, and if they escape, there's lots of consequences. So essentially, we don't want escaping cats, and there's a big market there for keeping cats in. So what we propose is herding cats. And so using our cat herding technology, we are going to contain cats in the vicinity of the house, therefore reducing the number of fines that the owners are going to get for escaped cats or bird killing, felines. So that's our business model, and we really do think that we have a huge market, lots of potential customers. Thank you.
All right, so you're clicking through Facebook and you see a photo. You could be a grandma picking out a nice graduation photo, or you could have just seen your best mate puke. You see a button, frame it. You click on it. 2 minutes later, you come up with a perfect frame. 2 days later, there's a frame in it. Our words are, I've been framed and sass. Thank you.
Hello. Idea? Just like to quick raise of hands. Who here likes tattoos? Anyone? Anyone? Yeah, they're cool. Hey. Right. No, they are. They are. Everyone loves us tattoos, don't they? We basically have the idea that we're going to combine a concept like Pinterest with our love of tattoos, which everyone shares. We're going to provide a storage online where people can upload photos that they've taken, pictures they've seen around the place of tattoos, really awesome tattoos that they love, they'd like to get themselves, or they'd like to share with their friends. Upload these pictures, and we're going to call it Hug-a-Bogan, because you're going to be able to, celebrate everyone's love of tattoos. Thank you very much.
Sir, have you ever gone to the fridge and there's no cheese? Cheese monkey. Have you ever jumped out of a plane and couldn't find your parachute? Parachuting monkey. Now, we're offering a service called High Speed Monkey. Whatever your needs, we'll send a monkey to you within 30 minutes, or it's free.
You guys wear pants? Yes. Do you guys like phones? Yes. Let's put those together and make sure that you got the coolest trousers with your iPhone. When you walk, it recharges your battery.
When you play music, it goes through your pants, so you'll be the first ones to literally have a party in your pants. Enjoy, guys.
So what's really hot on the internet now? Dating. Who also hangs out on the internet a lot? Hairy nerds. So we've got speed dating for hairy nerds. It's called Gigabit Wolverine. We're going to specialise in finding dates for hairy nerds, particularly in the untapped Yeti market.
All right, is anybody here a millionaire? So none of you are going to be my customer. All right, so I did call Ferrari Browser. It's a search engine for extremely loaded people, okay? They pay in about $1,000 membership a month so they can access exclusive information only viable to very, very rich people. The service provider will chase after us to gain our business because they're offering upmarket businesses. We'll be able to scan them and grab the rest of the market on a daily basis. So basically, the idea is that rich people don't have time, and we're going to take that equation and turn it into money. Simple. Thank you.
Hi, I'm the lucky one. All right, camera car. What we want to offer you is the opportunity to join a local camera car. Pardon? Come closer. Don't stress me out, I'm having a bad minute. Which is now 30 seconds. I'm almost done. Anyway, camera car is our words. We want to offer a local mobile camera car service, which will patrol your area. If we get enough uptake in your street, it's going to be $5 per week per house. You can't say no to this. It's going to increase the... Hang on, page 2. I forgot my glasses. Never mind. Make your neighborhood, your friends, your kids, family safer, just for that $5 a week. Oh, I can't read my own writing. The hoons and the undesirables will go to the next group. Sorry.
All right. So who's ready to pitch? Yep. Nowhere near as many hands as we had before. Okay. So pitching. So in a few minutes, whoever's going to pitch is going to get up. There's a few questions that are always asked about pitching. I'll quickly run through them because they are important, even though they seem boring. Can I pitch something I've already been working on? No. If you bring IP in here, it just gets complicated. Your teammates think they own it. We can't put you in front of the judges because you've worked on it before you got here. It's not fair. Pitch something else. Pitch something that's similar to what you're doing, or join another team and just have fun and learn. Can I pitch 2 ideas? No. Pick your favorite idea. What if my idea isn't selected? That's probably going to be the case. There's going to be 3 or 4 times as many people pitching as there are teams that will be formed. Startup Weekend is not necessarily about your idea going forward. It could still be a good idea, you just didn't pitch it well, or the right people weren't here, or whatever, and you'll, get to work on it another time, but join another team and have fun. I did hear of a guy that pitched his idea 5 times at 5 different Startup Weekends before he realized, or came to the realization it was a shit idea. But it doesn't mean that your idea is shit just because it doesn't get picked, but it could be. Can I still work on my idea if I'm not selected? Yes, it says here only if you have at least 1 other person. I think we're going to make a rule you have to have at least 2 other people. It's got to be 3 people in a team, otherwise there's just individuals, small teams everywhere. It doesn't work, it's not. The optimum size for a team with Startup Weekend is about 7 to 8 people, because you've got enough horsepower to get things done, but you're also crucial enough to the team that you learn and that you become part of it. We've had 14-member teams before, and you get some poor sod who spends the whole time writing HTML and doesn't learn anything. So aim to have sort of 7 to 8 people. If you have more, that's okay, but less than 3 is not okay. Oh, sorry, missed one. Can I use any pitch props? No. You've got 1 minute. Just launch into it. If you have something to hold up, hold it up, but it's not really any point. What about my intellectual property? It's probably better out than in. We're totally agnostic when it comes to intellectual property. Anything that you make available here is in the public domain, and that's how we work. Startup Weekend takes no responsibility to protect anyone's intellectual property. But the reality is that virtually every idea you'll hear here has been pitched at another Startup Weekend, and probably multiples of them, and is probably being worked on by 100 different companies. You have much better chance if you get your idea out there and start testing it on customers than if you keep it to yourself and do nothing. So I'd advise you to just dive in and make it happen. Do I have to share equity with my teammates? The golden rule shall apply, but it's up to you. It really is up to you. That's why we tend to say we do say don't bring IP in. When you get to the end of the weekend, you can have a discussion about who wants to go forward, who's going to bring value to the company, how you're going to organize that. We can coach you on some of those conversations, but it's not something that we take any part in. It's just too messy. Yep, the golden rule that we tend to use is don't team up with assholes. But that's fairly obvious. Can we use resources outside the room? Yes. Pull out all the stops, do anything you like. If you've got an outsourced team in Asia somewhere of 100 people that can code for you, go for it, you know.